They say women love a challenge, but here's the twist. The challenge isn't about chasing them. It's about mastering yourself. In this episode, we begin with a 10 Stoic secret so powerful it can turn desire into pursuit. It's not manipulation, it's mastery. Let's dive into the secrets. Secret 1. Master the art of indifference. In the eyes of a Stoic, the greatest power lies not in persuasion, nor in gifts, nor even in looks, but in indifference. You see, when you are not easily moved, when you do not chase, when you can walk away without hesitation, you become mysterious. And mystery is magnetic. A man who is indifferent to attention, praise, or even rejection appears to operate from a higher place, a place of purpose. He doesn't need validation because he validates himself. He doesn't chase because he attracts. He doesn't react, he observes. And in a world where people beg to be noticed, the man who doesn't care stands out like fire in a cold room. If you want women to chase you, stop proving your worth. Be still. Be grounded. Be unmoved. Let her curiosity do the chasing. He who is not enslaved by desire cannot be controlled by rejection. Secret 2. Become the architect of your own life. A Stoic man does not wait for permission. He does not hope that someone will build the life he dreams of. He builds it brick by brick with vision, discipline, and silence. Women are drawn not to men who talk about what they want to do, but to those who are doing it. Not someday. Not next month. Today. You want to be chased? Then make your life worth chasing. Craft a routine that builds you. Protect your time. Focus on your mission. Learn skills. Create. Build. Heal. Ascend. When a man is deeply involved in his own purpose, something primal awakens in others. They see him glowing from the inside out. Not because he's trying to impress, but because he's becoming undeniable. The truth is, people crave to be near greatness. Women especially sense when a man is walking a path of mastery. Waste no time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Marcus Aurelius. And when you become one, chasing becomes unnecessary because the world begins to chase you. Secret 3. Speak less, say more. A man of few words often commands more attention than the one who never stops talking. In a world saturated with noise, silence becomes power. Restraint becomes allure. The Stoic understands that not every opinion needs to be voiced, not every moment needs to be filled, and not every feeling deserves a reaction. You want a woman to chase you? Don't flood her with words. Instead, let your presence speak. Let your energy communicate the depth of your thoughts. Let your actions hint at the fire beneath your calm exterior. Too many men try to win attention by oversharing, trying to impress, to convince, to persuade. But the Stoic? He understands that mystery provokes interest. When you speak with clarity, calmness, and purpose, you don't need volume. Your words land with weight. Women are naturally curious, and what is curiosity, if not the thirst to know what is hidden? The more you say, the more common you appear. Robert Greene. Say less, mean more, and watch them come closer, just to understand the silence behind your smile. Secret 4. Master emotional control. The man who cannot control his emotions will always be controlled by others. Anger, jealousy, insecurity, these are chains that bind weak men. But the Stoic breaks those chains. He does not allow his inner peace to be dictated by another's mood, another's rejection, or another's approval. When you master yourself, you master the game. Because women test men not out of malice, but out of instinct. They want to see if you are grounded, if you can stand firm when the storm comes. If you crumble, they lose respect. If you stay calm, they lean closer. Think about it. When everyone else is panicking, the man who remains calm becomes the anchor, the safe harbor. That is the man who attracts. That is the man who is chased. Emotional control doesn't mean being cold or unfeeling. It means feeling everything yet being enslaved by nothing. No man is free who is not master of himself. Epictetus. When you respond instead of react, when you breathe instead of explode, when you stay centered while others lose balance, you create an aura of strength that cannot be faked. And strength, in its calmest form, is irresistible. Secret 5. Build a life she wants to join. The average man makes the mistake of chasing women instead of building a life worth chasing. But here is the Stoic secret. Attraction is not about begging for attention. It is about creating a reality so magnetic, so abundant, that others naturally want to be part of it. Women are drawn to men who are already in motion, men who have purpose, goals, and direction. A man who waits for someone to complete him will always be left waiting. But a man who is already whole, already building, already living with fire in his chest, that man is irresistible. Think of Marcus Aurelius, who ruled an empire, yet still wrote nightly meditations to discipline his soul. Power alone is not enough. Discipline alone is not enough. But combine vision with inner strength, and you build a kingdom that others desire to enter. Your studies, your craft, your health, your finances, every brick you lay is part of the foundation. When you invest in yourself, when you rise daily to higher ground, you are silently saying, "This is who I am. You can walk with me, but I will not stop walking." And that is when women begin to chase. Not because you begged, not because you tricked, but because you built. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Marcus Aurelius. Live with such direction that your path becomes the invitation. Secret 6. Master the art of emotional control. A man who cannot control his emotions is a slave to them. And no woman chases a slave. Here's the Stoic truth. Anger, jealousy, desperation, these are fires that burn respect to ashes. The man who erupts at small things, who begs for attention, who loses himself in fear of loss, becomes unattractive not because of weakness alone, but because he has surrendered his inner kingdom. The Stoics taught, "He who angers you, conquers you." If someone else can push a button and you explode, you are not in command, they are. Women chase men who remain calm in chaos. The world may fall apart, the storm may rage, but his heart beats steady, his voice remains grounded. That kind of stability is rare, and rarity is irresistible. Emotional control is not suppression. It is mastery. You acknowledge the storm within, but you do not let it command your actions. You feel the pull of jealousy, but you do not feed it. You experience rejection, but you rise taller from it. Control is attractive because it communicates power. And true power is not loud, it is quiet, steady, immovable. So, when others lose themselves in noise, you will be the man who stands firm. And she will chase that unshakable presence, because deep down, everyone seeks a rock to hold on to when the waters rise. Secret 7. Cultivate purpose beyond women. A man without purpose drifts like a ship without a rudder, and no one chases a drifting ship. Here's the paradox. The more you make women the center of your life, the more they move away. But when you make your purpose your North Star, women are drawn into your orbit naturally. The Stoics remind us that a man is measured not by his words, but by his deeds. Purpose is not just having a job or chasing money. It is the fire that drives you to create, to build, to leave the world better than you found it. It might be mastering a craft, building a business, serving your community, or pursuing knowledge. When a man is on his mission, he radiates energy. He doesn't sit waiting for validation, he's already moving, already becoming. And this movement is magnetic. A woman feels it. This man is going somewhere. If I lose him, I lose the chance to walk beside greatness. Purpose makes you less needy because your life is already full. You don't chase, you are chased. You don't beg, you attract. And here lies the Stoic edge. You do not live for the applause of others, nor for the affection of one person. You live in alignment with your values, with your reason, with your higher calling. So ask yourself, if every woman vanished tomorrow, what would still give your life meaning? That answer, your true purpose, is the very thing that will make women chase you relentlessly. Secret 8. Master emotional control. A man who cannot control his emotions is like a city with broken walls, vulnerable, exposed, and easily conquered. When she sees you losing your temper, begging, or sulking, she realizes you are not in command of yourself. And if you are not the master of your own mind, how can you lead, protect, or inspire? The Stoics taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react that matters. Emotional control is not about being cold or robotic. It is about refusing to be ruled by impulses. When a woman tests you, and she wants to see if you can stand firm, unshaken. If she ignores your message, do you panic? If she flirts with another man, do you crumble? Or do you hold your ground, calm and steady like a mountain that cannot be moved by the wind? This restraint creates respect. She sees in you something rare, a man who cannot be manipulated by moods or drama. And respect turns into attraction. Think of Marcus Aurelius, who ruled the most powerful empire on earth yet remained disciplined in thought and action. His strength was not in raw power, but in his ability to remain centered amidst chaos. So, if you want women to chase you relentlessly, master yourself first. For the man who governs his own emotions becomes irresistible, because he stands above the storm while others are swept away by it. Secret 9. Create a life she wants to enter. A man who has no mission, no passion, no vision becomes a void. And no woman will chase a void. But when you are a man building something greater than yourself, a career, a craft, a vision for your future, you become magnetic. She sees your life as a story worth being part of. The Stoics taught us that fulfillment comes not from chasing pleasure, but from pursuing purpose. Seneca once wrote, "To live is to act." When your life is full of action, direction, and meaning, women do not see you as someone clinging to them for happiness. Instead, they see you as a man who already has joy flowing from his work, his mission, his progress. This is powerful, because instead of asking her to complete you, you invite her to share in the abundance of a life already full. And that is irresistible. Think of it when you are advancing in your studies, your business, your health, your mind. You radiate ambition. You radiate discipline. You radiate momentum. And women naturally want to be near that force, that energy, that journey. So do not chase her. Build a life so rich, so full, so meaningful, that she feels chasing you is the only way to elevate her own story. Secret 10. Detachment is the ultimate power. When you finally understand this, you'll master not only women but yourself. The man who is not afraid to lose anything cannot be controlled by anyone. The Stoics lived by this truth. Epictetus said, "Don't demand that things happen as you wish, but wish them to happen as they do, and you will go on well." The man who clings, who begs, who fears losing her pushes her away. But the man who stands calm, centered, and unshaken becomes unmovable. Detachment does not mean you don't care. It means you refuse to let desire control you. You enjoy her company, you love deeply, but you do not lose yourself if she walks away. That strength, that composure, that inner freedom is the ultimate attraction. When she sees that you are content with or without her, she realizes you cannot be manipulated, you cannot be owned, and you cannot be broken. And ironically, it is at this point, when you no longer need her, that she will chase you the most. So remember this final secret. True power is not in chasing, but in choosing. Not in clinging, but in letting go. And not in needing, but in simply being. If these Stoic secrets spoke to you, do not just listen and forget. Live them. Embody them. Practice them daily until they become your nature. And if you want more wisdom that sharpens your mind, strengthens your spirit, and elevates your life, make sure you subscribe. Because this is not the end, it is only the beginning of your transformation.